So I was due to go to Queen's Park Rangers, and a really good friend of mine, we've lifelong friends, still good friends today, is Richard Goff. The two of us, we both wanted to go to England, and Colin Viljohn, another former ex-South African Ipswich Town player, he was injured. He had Achilles tendon problems, so he's out South Africa getting a bit of sun and trying to get over his injury, and saw me playing and said, "Oh, I believe you're going to Queen's Park Rangers." I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, don't go to Queen's Park Rangers. It's London. There's a lot of distractions. Come rather to Ipswich Town first. Good club. Not afraid to promote the youth players. Good development program. Blah blah blah." And he says, "Come to Ipswich. And if it doesn't work out in Ipswich, then you can go to Queen's Park Rangers," which is what we did. So originally went over for a 3-month stay, and it turned out to be 13 years.
What was that like, coming to England? Obviously a bit chillier than South Africa, I can imagine. And yeah, what's that earliest memories of just coming over and coming to Suffolk for the first time? And yeah, it was a sleepy town, really.
We arrived in June. Richard Goff and I, we arrived in June, and we both had jerseys on, right? Going to training, we both had jersey jumpers on, and everyone was walking around in t-shirts, and they looked at us like we were crazy, and we looked at them like, "What's wrong with you guys? It's cold, yeah." So that was the first thing. The second was it was a culture shock to a certain extent. Different, just I remember we stayed at the Portman Hotel, which is for a while, and every night they used to serve this dinner, and there was something on this plate that I ate. I ate it, but I didn't know what it was. I loved it, and I asked the proprietor of the hotel one night, "What is this that I'm eating?" And he got quite offended. He said, "That's tradition. That's Yorkshire pudding. That's Yorkshire pudding." Right? So that was my first introduction to Yorkshire pudding. So, as I say, it was a culture shock. Came from South Africa, where you would have meat for breakfast, right? You'd have steak for breakfast. Where in England it was a little bit different.
Yeah, very much so. So you must have impressed then on your trial to obviously sign for Ipswich Town. Can you remember that conversation saying, "Yeah, we want to sign you"?
I actually can. I can remember the conversation pretty well. Look, I think the trial did go well, and the club was everything that Colin Viljohn said it would be. Late Bobby Robson, God rest his soul. I mean, he was, Richard Goff and I, 2 15-year-old boys from South Africa, and our very first day introduced us in the dressing room to everyone else in the club. So you were made to feel at home, you were made to feel welcome, and I say I've really got fond memories of my early days at Ipswich Town.
I'll bring up a picture of you celebrating one of your maybe famous goals for Town against Liverpool, my friend. Here it is. There you are celebrating. Can you remember that goal? Nice bullet header. Kevin O'Callaghan crossing it.
Now, there's a story behind that, because Liverpool were the team that I supported as a boy. Okay. I grew up supporting. Okay, and they came to Portman Road that day. They'd just come back from Europe. I think they'd been 18 games unbeaten, and they came to Portman Road. I think there was a few injuries. Marin, I think, was injured that day, as was Tyson. And so it was pouring with rain, and that day it was it's late in the second half when Kevin O'Callaghan went down the right across the ball, and I scored what turned out to be the winner against a good friend of mine, Bruce Grobler, the jungle man, Bruce. And the other advantage of that was on Match of the Day in South Africa, so all my family and friends could watch it. So that's one of the it's a nice, it's a good memory.
Yeah, and obviously just standard celebration back then, arms up in the air.
You see, I just look at some of the celebrations today that some of the players, all the flick flacks and I mean, I think if we had did that, or if I tried to do that, I would have broken my neck. But I think even in those days, if I'm just trying to picture me trying to celebrate like that, Alan Hunter, Big Al, would have punched me straight on the nose. He would have on the field would have punched me. They wouldn't have put up with that, right? But again, the games and times have changed, right?